Hello, my name's Angela Ye, and I am the UCLA VA Integrated Geriatric and Palliative Medicine Fellowship Program Director. I'm excited that you will be interviewing with us this season, and I look forward to meeting each of you during the interview day. Before your interview day, we have sent y'all videos to look at about our separate fellowships and research opportunities here at UCLA. This is because when you interview for GeriPal here, you are eligible to rank the separate geriatric and HPM fellowships as backup because we only have one dedicated spot for GeriPal. I hope that these videos were helpful and give y'all opportunity to prepare questions on the interview day and to make sure that we are a right fit for you. On your interview day, you will spend the first 30 minutes with me and our program coordinator, Robin Coutinho, to do a little icebreaker. Afterward, you will begin interviews. Each of you will have the opportunity to interview with me, Dr. Aaron Kirk, our geriatric program director, or a geriatric core faculty member, and Dr. Caitlin Stepanyan, our hospice and palliative medicine program director, or a HPM core faculty member. We should finish all interviews by noon, and then you will have an opportunity to have a virtual lunch with our current GeriPal fellows, where y'all can ask questions without any program leadership present. We will meet after lunch for wrap up and any other questions that y'all have. Hopefully, this will be a short and sweet interview day and be one that is enjoyable. I wanted to have this slide here to share the unique program structure of the Integrated GeriPal Fellowship Program. The Integrated GeriPal Fellowship Program is a pilot program. It is currently not a standalone ACGME accredited program, although that can change in the very near future. Currently, the Integrated GeriPal Fellowship gets its ACGME accreditation via the two separate ACGME accredited fellowships of geriatrics and hospice and palliative medicine. That means the first year you will be working closely with Dr. Aaron Cook, who is the geriatric program director, and myself, and follow the continuity experience for geriatric medicine as well as the didactic schedule for geriatric medicine. The second year of fellowship, you will be working closely with Dr. Katie Stepanyan, who is the HPM program director, and myself, and follow the continuity experience for HPM and the HPM didactic schedule. So I will be your continuity and mentor for the 2 years of the Jerry Powell Fellowship. However, you will be interfacing a lot with Doctors Cook and Stepanyan. Because of this structure, each of you who interviews for the Integrated Jerry Powell Fellowship will be eligible to rank the individual fellowships as well. We have you all listed in either geriatrics or palliative care or both as a backup. This is typically selected based on which route you applied for the GeriPal Fellowship. If you want to double check or clarify your desire for geriatrics or palliative care or both as backup, please email Robin or myself and let us know, and we will be sure to discuss you at the appropriate ranking meetings. Many of you may wonder what the 2 year fellowship schedule will look like. This is a 2 year schedule template that we have updated earlier this year. What is unique to the geriatric and palliative care integrated fellowship compared to the separate geriatric and hospice palliative medicine fellowship is that the integrated GeriPal fellowship has 8 months of dedicated scholarly time spread throughout the 2 years, whereas the individual fellowships are more clinically focused. The goal of the Integrated GeriPal Fellowship is to mentor leaders or academic scholars in the field of geriatrics and hospice and palliative medicine. So that's why we have 8 months of scholarly activity that can be dedicated to your area of interest, whether it be curriculum develop, research, quality improvement, policy creation, etc. Because all fellowship programs here at UCLA are partnerships with the VA, our program does require that the area of interest or at least one scholarly project involve veterans. For instance, your area of interest could be in the realm of communication. We would then pair you with both a UCLA and VA mentor and request that the project involve communication with veterans. And separately, you have an interest in social media and access to healthcare. That project can be UCLA based or county based because you already have a project with the VA. Because you have 8 months of scholarly time, we recommend having 2 to 3 projects because each project will progress at their own separate timelines. At UCLA, we also have the ability to space out certain rotations to half blocks or 2 weeks, thus giving us significant flexibility in how we schedule your scholarly time and more inpatient heavy rotations. And this truly reflects the schedule of a clinician educator as myself. For instance, I may have to go on 1 to 2 weeks of very heavy inpatient service where I am unable to work on academic projects. Um, but my inpatient services and I have weeks of academic time or lighter weeks in which I can catch up on those projects. Okay, let's move on to talking about each separate rotation. It's probably easiest to group the rotations by rotation site. First is UCLA. UCLA includes both the UCLA Ronald Reagan Hospital, which is a tertiary care trauma transplant center, and UCLA Santa Monica Hospital, and some outpatient clinic locations and contracted community nursing homes. For your geriatric rotations, you will be doing inpatient geriatric consults at the neuropsych hospital, which is on the fifth floor of the Ronald Reagan Hospital. This is slated to move to a different site, and we are still working out what that means for that rotation. In the meantime, you will be providing geriatric medicine consults to the geriatric psychiatry patients, as well as other geriatric consults that come in. These consults are not typically follow until discharge, but rather a one-time consult. During this rotation, you will be assisting the UCLA Dementia Care Program and doing intakes or follow-ups for the Dementia Care Program. Your outpatient rotation will also have sites at UCLA and the VA where you will rotate through specialty clinics like UroGyn, movement disorder, dermatology, etc. And finally, your UCLA nursing home rotation will be at Berkeley East, which is a community nursing home that has contracts with UCLA. You'll be the primary SNF physician caring for rehab patients under the supervision of one of our geriatric SNFists. For your palliative care rotations, you will have inpatient palliative care consults at both Ronald Reagan and Santa Monica hospitals. For Ronald Reagan, you'll see a lot of medical and specialty ICU patients, transplant patients, and medically complex patients. You will also become familiar in providing the Medicare required LVAD palliative care evaluation. Santa Monica Hospital is generally considered a community hospital, so you'll get lots of consults for patients that have been readmitted multiple times for multiple comorbidities or for patients with long terminal conditions that have difficult establishing care. But also at Santa Monica, there are dedicated units for the acute geriatric service, solid oncology, and hemalignancies where they are doing CAR T. So you will get some very intense oncology consults as well as challenging dementia consults in which our geriatric colleagues have tried a few times in the past to navigate complex family dynamics. The VA is a significant contributor to our geriatric and HPM fellowship, so you will have a few rotations at the West LA VA and Sepulveda VA. For geriatrics, you will do inpatient geriatric rotation at the West LA VA, where you have a team of 2 second or third year internal medicine residents. You will also have dedicated nursing home rotations at the CLC, which is the Community Living Center. We have an excellent rehab program at the West LA VA where Dr. Stephen Cancel and Dr. Kathy Lee had the beloved GeriFit program, which prepares older veterans functionally post operatively, or if needing to go any intensive treatments like chemotherapy. Our geriatric psychiatry rotation has received yearly rave reviews due to the complexity of mental health of the veterans, as well as access to medications to control their psychiatric symptoms. And of course, the VA is one of the largest and oldest providers of home based primary care, which you will have the opportunity to rotate through. For hospice palliative medicine, you will do inpatient VA palliative care consults, which many of our fellows share has its own unique cultural and system challenges to navigate, which aren't seen in non VA settings. There's also the inpatient palliative care unit or West LA VA at the West LA VA for patients who are comfort focused but too unstable or unable to leave the hospital. And there's also the hospice unit of Greater Los Angeles Sepulveda, which gives you an inpatient hospice experience. Your Harvard UCLA rotation is a great geriatric consult rotation providing clinical experience for patients who either do not have insurance or who experience socioeconomic hardships. They have an excellent geriatric consultation packet that really teaches you how to assess cognitive function in patients who not only have minimal years of formal education, but also who do not speak English as their primary or preferred language. We do have a PACE experience for our fellows. However, because PACE is not a required ACGME rotation, you have the option of substituting a 2 week scholarly block during your first year with the PACE rotation at the Los Angeles Jewish Home. PACE stands for Program of All Inclusive Care for the Elderly, and it provides comprehensive medical and social services to certain frail elderly patients still living in the community. Most of the participants who are in PACE are duly eligible for Medicare and Medicaid. Lastly, for your hospice palliative medicine hospice rotations, you will be able to rotate with 3 different hospice agencies. Rose Room is a local for-profit hospice agency. You will have an opportunity to meet with and speak with your CEO to discuss the financial aspects and thought processes behind a for-profit hospice. Trinity Care Hospice is a nonprofit hospice agency associated with the Providence Healthcare System. You get to rotate with a hospice agency that can transition their patients between different levels of care if necessary. And you will have the opportunity to ask about how religious affiliations, for instance, Providence is a Catholic healthcare system, affect and influence any policies that the hospice has. For instance, California has the End of Life Option Act, EOLOA, or Death with Dignity. um, how does this hospice help patients who are interested in EOLOA while also maintaining their religious tenets and policies? And lastly, you will rotate with one of the nation's largest hospice agencies, Vitas Hospice. You will get a sense of what resources and capabilities a large hospice is able to provide for their patients. As mentioned earlier, your first year continuity experience will be in geriatrics, and your second year continuity experience will be in HPM. During your first year, you will be placed in weekly continuity clinic at UCLA, West LA, Sepulveda, or Harbor UCLA. All continuity clinics are Wednesday mornings, except for the West LA VA, which is a Tuesday morning. And you will also have a long term care panel of patients that you'll visit half a day per month, and a home care panel that you will visit half a day per quarter. During your second year, you will have Friday morning palliative care continuity clinic either at West LA or UCLA. Now, a potential option for you as the GeriPal fellow is that if you are at the UCLA Geriatric Continuity Clinic your first year and really love your panel of patients and want to keep doing geriatric clinic your second year, we have the potential to carry over your panel patients to second year. It would be a reduced clinic schedule, but you are still able to maintain your panel of patients. A question we often have is what is the pager coverage and telephone call duties at UCLA? Your pager and call depends on the rotation that you are on, regardless of the year that you're in. For instance, you're on the UCLA geriatric rotations, you will cover the geriatric on call pager, which is a home call from either Friday 5 p.m. to Saturday 8 a.m., Saturday 8 a.m. to Sunday 8 a.m., or Sunday 8 a.m. to Monday 8 a.m. These home pager calls can get busy because you're fielding calls from nursing homes, patients, and patients' families, but you have an attending on call with you that can run any question by, and there is no expectation whatsoever for you to go in anywhere. So you can take the call at home or any remote location of your choosing. When on a VA geriatric rotation, you will be placed in a pool to cover VA nursing home. This pool includes geriatric attending physicians as well. Honestly, this call is not bad, and oftentimes fellows on call are on call without getting paged at all. When at Harbor UCLA, you will cover the consult pager. For UCLA palliative care, you will cover the UCLA consult pager, which is typically Monday 8 a.m. to Saturday 5 p.m. You will barely get paged overnight, and most pagers come in during business hours. When doing VA palliative care you will cover the inpatient West LA VA consult pager and the pager for the hospice unit at Sepulveda. You would probably get paged by the hospice unit overnight if a veteran is agitated or in pain or have any issues overnight. In terms of work hours, we follow all ACGME work hour rules. You will have at least one day a week without any clinical or pager responsibilities. In fact, majority of your weekends will be without any clinical obligations. There are a few rotations that have in-person Saturday rounds. These include geriatric rotations in acute geriatrics and the Harbor consults, and your inpatient palliative care consult rotations. Here is a breakdown of the didactic schedules that you will have. Again, your first year will follow the geriatric didactic schedule. Your second year will follow the HPN didactic schedule. You will also have the opportunity to build a repertoire of lectures during fellowship by having an opportunity to present to your co-fellows during training, other residents, and even community members on topics within geriatrics and palliative care. I want to take a moment to discuss a scholarly activity that we have here at UCLA. These months are pretty unstructured and do require you to be self-driven, self-motivated, and goal-oriented. Before the start of fellowship, I will meet with you to get a sense of your interests and what you would like to work on during fellowship. At the start of fellowship, I will introduce you to mentors at UCLA and the VA who can assist you in those areas of interest and develop projects. If you are unsure of what projects you would like to work on, I have a couple of research mentors who have agreed to meet with the GeriPal Fellows at the beginning of the year to discuss their projects and see if they are of any interest for you to join. If you already have a main project from residency that you would like to continue working on, that's great. You're able to do that. And I recommend being involved in a couple of different projects because you never know what works out and when. One of the reasons to come to UCLA is that we have the fortune to be able to connect with some amazing mentors um, and leaders in both geriatric, palliative care, and just internal medicine in general. Pictured here are Doctors Dale Abel, Dr. Kathy Alessi, and Dr. David Rubin. We have faculty mentors who have worked with GeriPal Fellows in the past and have been kind enough to share their dossier and projects for any of our GeriPal Fellows who are interested in working with them. Pictured here are Drs. Kathy Sarkisian, Dr. Deborah Saliba, and Dr. David Gans. Our faculty mentors, Dr. Bates Jensen, Dr. Ann Walling, and Dr. Liz Zhang, have all agreed to meet with our Jerry Powell Fellows during their first quarter to discuss their projects and include the Jerry Powell Fellows in them if the fit is right. So you can, as you can see, there is a lot of interest and investment in not only your education, but also in ensuring your success during fellowship. However, we want to define that success to look like. Our integrated Jerry Powell Fellowship has not been around for many years. We've graduated about 4 fellows so far, and I'm incredibly proud to share that all 4 of our fellows have some interesting faculty positions. 3 of them have a mix of Jerry Powell, and one is doing strictly geriatrics. We have Dr. Amy Sun, who is at the Long Beach VA. And then we have Dr. Helen Chernigoff up at Kaiser Permanente in Seattle, Dr. Mariel Bolano, who is at UCSD, and Dr. Kevin Law, who went up to Kaiser Oakland. Setting aside our GeriPath fellows, our geriatric and hospice palliative medicine fellowships also have significant success in guiding our fellows to post-fellowship jobs. Here are some thoughts from Drs. Amy Sun and Dr. Helen Chernigoff of their training during fellowship. You can pause this video at this time to read these comments. The compensation benefits for our fellows are easily accessible via the UCLA GME website. When you start at UCLA, your GeriPal Year 1 will be viewed as PGY 4. Your GeriPal Year 2 will be viewed as PGY 5. You will have vision and dental included at no additional cost. You are able to opt into disability, life, and accident insurance. There's access to childcare resources at no cost, but the wait list can be long, so be prepared for that. There's also access to a lot of wellness apps and the Behavioral Health Center for any mental or behavioral health needs. And you have the option for a flexible spending account. In terms of your leave, California has protected laws regarding leave that UCLA follows. On top of those leaves, the union recently negotiated 8 weeks of paid parental leave over the course of 12 months for the residents. In terms of holidays, you will have at least one of the major holidays off. The major holidays defined as Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's Day, as well as some of the minor holidays known as like Labor Day, Memorial Day, etc. If y'all have any questions about the resident contract, please refer to the link on this slide. The entire contract is available for public view. These are also some extra benefits that UCLA provides its house staff. The license reimbursement does not really apply to y'all because in order to be eligible for an interview, you must have already completed your step 3. But the other stipends do apply. And I have to share that many of our fellows love the meal allocation. Because you're a GeriPal fellow, your meal money will roll over to the second year, but you must spend it before you graduate. Use it or lose it. Your physical and mental health is of the utmost importance to us. We will work with you individually to tailor the best curriculum and fellowship training to ensure that you graduate as a competent and balanced geriatric and palliative care physician. There are behavioral wellness resources available to all of our house staff, and this is all confidential and covered by your insurance. Now, aside from our program and the curriculum that we offer, I want to share about Los Angeles and why it is a reason for you to come. For me to share about Los Angeles, I will tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Texas, did my medical school in the Bay Area, did residency in New York, and have been here in Los Angeles since 2016. My family is in Houston, Texas. My partner's family is from Portland, Oregon. And I can share without a doubt that Los Angeles is not my favorite place. I'm here because of the amazing program that we have at UCLA. On the other hand, I cannot deny how there are significant benefits to living here in Los Angeles. For instance, the diversity in LA is astonishing, with people representing over 140 countries that call LA home. That also means we have some of the best and most authentic and diverse culinary scenes. You are able to care for people with diverse cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds that really challenge the way that you think and approach healthcare. And because the weather is so nice, there are some amazing outdoor activities here in Los Angeles. We have hikes, museums, beaches. Yes, the traffic in LA is bad. There is no denying that. But you can consider doing this just for fellowship. You can really maximize your lived experience in a city that has so many movie and cultural references. What isn't really a cultural landmark for Angelonians, but is a favorite spot for the West LA VA veterans is Teddy's Cafe, um, which is pictured right here. There have been many veterans whose last wish is to have something to eat from Teddy's, so I thought it is fitting to put here as well. Our fellows also have developed a strong connection kinship with their co-fellows. The program also supports outings, time together with events like welcome parties, occasional happy hours, and unsponsored outings. We also have 2 weeks of didactics for 2 weeks of orientation for both the geriatric fellowship and separately for the palliative medicine fellowship. So you really get to know your fellowship class. While getting this email, you all should also have received an email from the geriatric program coordinator, Angel Burrell, to invite you to open didactics for geriatrics. Please join when you are available to get an idea of what these geriatric didactics can look like. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the advanced VA fellowship opportunities and just advanced fellowship opportunities in general. This may not necessarily apply to you, but if you do the 1 year clinical fellowships and decide that you would like to do an advanced fellowship, I thought it would be important to mention here. The advanced VA fellowships are at least 2 years. There are multiple fellowships available, and they may be of interest to some of you. Um, these advanced fellowship opportunities allow you to determine if you would want to pursue a career as a clinician scientist. You cannot do these fellowships concurrently with your GeriPal, geriatrics, or HPN fellowships. You cannot. And during the advanced fellowships, there will be no more than 25% of time in clinical work. So you really do need to have completed your clinical trainings before starting these fellowships. For the VA Special Advanced Fellowships in Geriatrics, this is open to anyone open to license in any healthcare field. So that means you could apply with social workers, psychologists, dentists, because you're able to take people from all walks of life. There's no defined curriculum. It's dependent on the fellow and the fellow's interest. Some pursue advanced degrees, but it's not required. The only requirement is a defined project and mentor who will see them through the project. The VA UCLA National Clinical Scholars is salary is paid by the VA and UCLA. The UCLA branch has tuition for a master's of public health. The VA does not. They share coursework in both branches, and the hope is again that you consider a career as a clinician scientist. The UCLA STAR program is a co-production of the Department of Medicine and its divisions. It's meant to support people who want to pursue advanced degrees such as a master's or PhD, and is open to any fellow in Department of Medicine in any specialty. Uh, a couple of notes is that there's no need to apply to these in advance. All applicants are considered around November when the fellow is finishing their clinical time, and they do not accept applicants with J1 visas. And that concludes the program overview. Thank you so much for sitting through this, and I look forward to seeing you all on your interview day.